Okay, so an examination paper consists of 30 questions. Okay, so 30 questions. We're going to highlight key information. 30 questions. 4 marks are given for each correct answer. 2 marks are deducted for each incorrect answer, and 1 mark is given for no answer. Sean had X answers correct, so in this particular question it's telling us to use X as the answer is correct. It's telling us to use Y as the answer is incorrect, and then it's telling us to use Z as the questions with no answer. His total score for the exam was 54 marks. Represent the information with 3 simultaneous equations. Can anybody tell me what's the first equation we can make using the 30 there? There's only 3 options, isn't there? Questions you answer, questions you don't answer, and questions you didn't attempt. That's 3 categories, isn't it? Too complicated. Much easier. The questions you answered plus the questions you answered incorrectly plus the questions that you didn't answer must equal what? 30. Must equal the total at the moment, alright? So that's the questions formula, okay? I think you were working on the marks formula, were you? Do you understand what I mean by marks? Marks would equal 54. Does that make sense? No questions, total score. Okay, so I'll have to answer this one here for 54 marks. Okay, so let me see what you think you can put down here, guys. Nearly. X minus Y minus Z would mean, technically speaking, it means how many questions did I answer? How many questions did I answer correctly? Take away how many answers I answered incorrectly. Take away the number of answers I didn't answer at all. It won't give me the score. So we need a modification on that. Okay. Let's look at it again. If I, as an example, if you did a test, put yourself in the test's point of view. If you answered 10 questions correctly, 12 questions incorrectly, and 8 questions had no answers, what score would you get? Look at the answers. 4 marks for the 10 questions you got right. So 10 multiplied by 4, yeah? 40 marks. How many questions did I say you answered incorrectly? 2. Take away 12 times minus 2. And finally, 1 mark is given for no answer. 8 times 1. So it'll be 40 minus 24 plus 8, which actually gives you 24. That's how you calculate your marks, okay? So it's 4 times the number of questions you got correct. How many questions did I get correct again? Or how many questions did Sean get correct? It's X. 4x gives you the marks for the correct questions. Take away or plus the incorrect questions? Because you're taking away, it reduces your score, not improve. It doesn't improve it. Minus 2 times, how many questions did I get wrong or incorrect? Minus 2 y. Okay. And then z, how many we get one mark for, and remaining question no answers. So how much do we get? 1 mark for each. Just plus z. 8 was me making up an example. As in, imagine as an example you got 10 right, 12 wrong, and 8 no answered. How would you calculate your marks if you knew everything? And then, because we don't know everything, we still use the same procedure. 4 multiplied by the answers you get correct, minus 2 times the answers you got wrong, plus the answers you didn't answer. Because it's 1 times z. Okay, that's great. Now, Eileen. What did Eileen do? Represent the information with 3 simultaneous equations. I am missing a bit of information here. Guys, when you look at Eileen, Eileen answered x minus 1 answers correctly, okay? She did x minus 1 plus she answered y minus 3 incorrectly, and she answered 2 said questions, no answers. But she did the same test, right? Which means all the questions she did do still has to add up to 30. There's only two of the formulas come from the total questions, and the middle formula comes from the marks that Sean got. Okay? Now we just modify this equation. So this equation, I'm working on this one here, okay? And it's going to be x plus y plus 2z. See the 1 and the 3? That becomes minus 4. What you mean? No, I'm missing this. So, what we're going to get with this, guys, is when we add it together, we get minus 4, because the minus 1 and the minus 3 makes minus 4. Bring the minus 4 over the other side, and what happens? It comes plus 34, yeah? Now, you have to do a system here. You look at all three equations, and you choose a letter to get rid of. It doesn't matter which letter you're going to get rid of. Just choose one and be consistent. I think I'm going to work with the the y's. Anybody know why I'm going to work with y? The middle one's a minus 2y. So what I can do is call this equation A, equation B, and equation C. I'm going to do 2a. What does 2a mean? Anybody know what 2a means? It means 2 multiplied by equation A. So what is 2 times equation A? Plus 2z equals 60. And equation B, 4x minus 2y plus z equals 54. Now I look at them and I go, okay, 2 of them cancel, and I get 6x plus equals, that's going to be 114. I'm pretty sure both of them will be divisible by 3. What's 114 divided by 3? Anybody got a calculator there? 38. So I'm going to divide both sides by 3, and that's what I get. Now, do you see the way this equation has x and z in it? Yeah? I need to make another equation that has x and z in it. So I'm just going to rub this out for a minute, and I'm just going to store this over one side. Which two equations did I use to make this again? What? I used A and B together. That means I can't use A and B together again. Doesn't work. So I have to use another combination. I'm going to use B and C. Why should I use B and C? Yeah. And if I multiply C by 2, so if I do B, if I do 2C and 2C with B underneath, it should work out great. So 2C, everybody? 2y. 68. And then underneath, 4x minus 2y plus 1z equals 54, right? Now looking down, once again the 2y's cancel, and I get 6x plus 5z equals, what's that, 122? I'm going to go 122 anyway, okay? Do you see these two equations are great now because they both have exactly the same amount of, they have an x and a z, an x and a z. I'm down to 2 letters now. So pick one of the letters to get rid of. Okay, let's get rid of z. So to get rid of z, I'm going to multiply this one here by minus 5. Why do I multiply it by minus 5? So minus 10x minus 5z minus 5 times 38. I'm pretty sure that'll be minus 190. I'm going to get minus 4x equals 122 minus 190. Minus 68. And then what? Remember, x can't be a number bigger than 30, can it? Because there's only 30 questions in the test. So if you get a number bigger than 30, you're well wrong. So x equals 17. That seems reasonable. Then I bring the 17 back into the equation that only has 2 letters. 2 times 17? 34. And then z. 34 plus z equals 38. So z must be 4. Okay. That looks reasonably logical, that x should be 17, z should be 4. Then you plug both of those into the top equation. See, x plus y plus z. 17 plus 4 plus y has to equal 30. So y equals 9. And there you go. There's your 3 answers there. Okay. Finally, it goes, what's Eileen's score? Well, using these answers here, what we can say is that if x is 17, z is 4, and y is 9, what we can say is this. What's 4 minus 1? Or sorry, 17 minus 1. So she got 16 correct. What's y minus 3? 9 minus 3. 6 incorrect. And finally 2z, 8 questions with no answer. 16 times 4 for the marks you got correct, minus 2 times 6, 2 marks for 6 questions, and then plus 8 times 1, and that will give you Eileen's score, which is going to be 64 minus 12 plus 8. What'd you say? Pretty sure it's 58, no? 64. 4 times 16 is 64. Minus 12 is 52. Oh, sorry, you're right. 60, my fault. 60 marks in total. And we're done. So